Explode! Destiny 2 Season of the Deep! Woo! Hey guys, Slayer here. Season of the Deep is finally launched. So here we're gonna dive into the activities, give you guys a good farm route in order to get your deep sight weapons the fastest way possible, by what to prioritize first, and we'll dive into the different activity mechanics. But firstly, make sure you start off by doing the seasonal quest line. This will serve as the prologue to the activities, giving you a brief rundown of what to expect. Now let's talk about salvage first. These activities will be accessible via the helm once you have progressed the seasonal quest line. So don't wait, get it out of the way early. This is the 6-player match-made activity. As you'll notice, there's Strand, Arc, and Stasis Surge. So keep that in mind and take full advantage of them, giving you a 25% damage boost to that outgoing damage. Also, there's Solar Threat, so expect to take 25% more damage from Solar. So maybe slap on a Solar Resistance or two. And there will be Arc and Solar Shield enemies. Continuing on, you'll spawn in, there'll be some enemies to defeat. You defeat them, you'll get a random objective which varies between each run. For this particular encounter, simply hunt down the enemies with the red circle symbol above their head. They'll be powerful enemies once you defeat them. They will also drop one of the wrenches that you take to repair the little stations. While getting shot in the ass cheeks. A little tip here for these sections, with the wrench, if you're using Arc while amplified, and you get your speed boost, you can pick it up and keep the boost for like 2 seconds to get an increase of speed. There'll be other objectives where you can simply use the melee button and you can kind of, dash with it. It's little micro things there to kind of speed up the process. But everything's pretty self-explanatory. They kind of give you the objectives, you knock those out within the time limit, and then you'll find your way to the boss. Another one of the many objectives here, disarm the fallen explosives. Pretty simple. You hold X, defuse it, kind of clear out the enemies. Each defuse, disarm, you get another 5 seconds of time. Now finally, once you get through the encounter, you have to fight 2 big fallen enemies. Then the remaining time limit. I'm not sure if you get any extra rewards if you defeat them within the time limit. But if you don't, you'll just be transmitted straight to the boss. You'll start going down this water area. Now, if you've already played through the quest line, you'll know here, you have a pressure resistance level. You go pick up these little water pockets to further increase that so you can survive. Most cases, you can kind of just skip past them, you'll still make it. Finally, you'll find yourself in an open area where you can rally up to the flag. This will be where the boss encounter takes place. Now immediately, you will notice this crystal, you shoot that to start the encounter once everyone's set up. Now the boss will be under this protective barrier for a while. You'll notice these runes around the area. You have to match the corresponding rune to the one that's floating up in the air. That one, you go and stand under that. It will allow you to shoot the wizards that are around to take off that immune status. Then you finish them. Once you complete them all, it'll be time to deal with the boss. Same thing. Find the corresponding rune, stand under there, shoot the boss, get the immune off, and then deal damage. Pretty straightforward. You may get lucky to one-phase them. If not, just repeat the same process till the boss is gone. Now at the end, you'll be able to open a chest. Now if you have salvage keys, which can be earned doing various activities like Crucible, Nightfall, Strikes, Gambit, rank up vendor rewards, and the seasonal pass. It will automatically be redeemed, and it will improve the reward. Now, moving on, let's get into the deep dive. Immediately, once you load into the activity, you'll notice there's 2 choices from Ash's gifts. Now, these are random through each encounter. Here, melee ability or grenade ability. Recharge rate will be increased by 300% for melee ability and 500% for grenade ability. So some hefty buffs to make the engagements even easier. Now you proceed to drop down. You're now deep in the water again. You have the water pockets to refill your pressure resistance. Now you're kind of looking around. You go off into the side room. Immediately in there, you flip that switch to open this door. Proceed through. Once again, you can kind of just run past a lot of these. you have enough pressure resistance. Now you'll keep diving down more. Now once you get down, I'm not sure if this respawns in the same spot, but you want to look around. You can find little resources to collect, which increase your reputation at the vendor. You get some glimmer, and you get some bait. So pretty nice. Now you proceed down further. Watch out for the blight. I've only found one of those resources. There could be more if you look around more. Just a little minor thing to pick up as you're passing through. Now you've made it, so you start the encounter. A bunch of powerful enemies will spawn. Take care of them. You're on a timer. The more powerful ones you destroy, you get 15 seconds more on top of your time. Once you've collected 6 of the fossilized coral, you'll move on to the next encounter. Completed all the encounters, you will get another buff that you can pick up before moving on. Then you'll be diving deeper, getting closer to the boss. Now I'm guessing in the coming weeks they'll probably expand on this, and there'll be more levels before you actually get to that final boss. Now simply rally up at the flag, place the device, and proceed on to the boss. 3 phases, pretty straightforward. I recommend bringing an arc rocket like the hothead or the blowout rocket. Those are both good options. Proceed down here, immediately shooting at you with a laser beam. I brought Wither Horde and the hothead. Just keep cycling, get the first health bar down. Then you'll be teleported to this cavern where the boss is immune. Now you have to kind of kill the small servitors around him. For the first phase, after the first health bar, it's just 2. After that, the way will be open. Continue on to damage phase number 2. Once again, cycle your rockets, do the DPS, and then you'll be teleported once more. Now be careful in here. You can get booped down to 1 HP. And we just panicked supered and we died. There's about a good 6 servitors in here, give or take. About 6, 4 to 6, somewhere around there. Just defeat them as normal. Proceed to the final damage phase. Hey, you made it to the end. Enjoy your loot. Now, at the beginning of the first encounter, in certain instances, there's a secret that you can do in order to get an extra chest at the end. Now, in one instance it spawned, we'll show it here, but the people are clearing it so fast we couldn't really get it. And then on the other instances of runs I've did, it's never spawned. So do keep that in mind. If you do see the crystals, try and get it completed, because you will get an extra chest at the end. So more loot. If you're still watching, you're amazing. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more Destiny 2 content. We'll be uploading our Arc Warlock build in the coming days. Now, moving on to the seasonal weapons, but first, let's dunk some fish. Check the timestamps to get to the fish portion of Season of the Deep. But head back to the helm, come over by the teleporter, hit up the vendor. Immediately you notice there's only a focus area for the deep engram decoding. They've moved the upgrades to a different section. We'll do a quick overview of the deep engrams, deep weapons, which ones you can get, and an efficient way to actually get them as quick as possible. Now, per actually doing the engram, which will give you a random assortment of them, it's only 2. To get a specific focused one, it costs 4 the engram. 1 engram for random armor, and 2 for a specific armor piece. Keep in mind, for this seasonal armor, you can get up to 12% increased reputation gains when wearing the armor. Now, about the upgrades. If you head on over to where you see your seasonal challenges, there's a new section, Season of the Deep. Now, the main one we're looking for is the deep weapon focusing, which is obtained by gaining either any 6 deep weapons or any 6 reckoning weapons. So either or, you could get 3 deep weapons or 3 reckoning weapons, and that'll complete it, which will allow you now to focus these weapons. Now, you want to cash in the engrams because they cost 2 for a random weapon as you're going for your deep sights, When you get to about 3 to 4, and you need like 1 or 2 left, then you can focus a specific one for 4 engrams. The most efficient way is just to spend 2, so you can get the most weapons possible. Now you can finally fish in Destiny 2. In order to get this quest line, simply head on over to the tower, talk to Hawthorne in the Tower Bazaar to give you a quest, proceed with that. You can collect bait by completing salvage, deep dive, playlist activities, public events, patrols, or by collecting destination materials. Now, once you've did that, you can move on over to your inventory. You would have gotten a fishing tackle container. It will show how much bait you have. The maximum you can have is 500. Shows you the amount of fish you have through each rarity. You can find fish in the EDZ, Drone World, and Nessus. Thing here is to look at the bottom. It says increased activity detected in outskirts EDZ. Now as you go, you may just find players there and then you just head over to them, but it'll be like a little beam of light. A bit transparent when you get closer to it, but from farther out it's much brighter. You're at the fishing area. Now you can use the bait. Also, something to keep in mind, focused fishing. The more people here fishing, it increases the drop rate of higher rarity fish. When you do it for the first time, they'll show you a little tutorial on screen. Simply wait for, the bob to go under. Then you'll push X if you're on controller. There we go. Perfect catch. Immediately you do it. Purple. Got a servant lock. And that's fishing in Destiny. Nice minor miscellaneous changes as well. I'll probably make another video on those little changes. But do stay on the lookout for our Warlock Arc build and going over the Engram changes in the game.